Welcome to my YouTube channel, Life is Liz Reaches. I'm Liz and I'm a part-time reseller documenting the process of growing my reselling business. Like I said, I am only doing this part-time as my full-time job. I am a teacher and I absolutely love it. With being virtual for almost a year now and everything we've gone through in 2020 and just working on myself personally, I wanted to find a way that I could begin to focus on some of the smaller things in life and show more gratitude, develop my creativity. That led me to journaling. So I ordered some journals and I'm gonna go through them and just look and see which one I think is going to fit my needs and my goals for this year, and I'm gonna share that with you. If you already have a journal, I would like to see some different kinds of journals. So if you wanna share that with me in the comments, I would appreciate seeing that. Journaling has many positive effects on a person. It can relieve stress, it can reduce anxiety and depression, it can help you focus on your goals so that you can achieve your goals faster or help you keep track of your progress towards your goals, improve communication. I know when I write and have written in the past, I always feel like it pushes me to want to choose better vocabulary words and focus my thoughts more clearly. So there are a lot of benefits to journaling. Does journaling have to be just about self-improvement? I don't think so. I think you can journal about anything you want to journal about. Some people journal about their day-to-day life. Some people will go into nature and journal their observations. Some people do use journaling to help their overall health, writing down when they're feeling depressed or anxious, or some people journal as a way to process their emotions. There really is just no specific thing that you can journal on or have to journal on. It's really up to you to decide. And if one day you feel like you want to journal about your emotions and the next day you just want to say that you're grateful for something, then that's what you journal about. It's very flexible and that's very appealing to me. I wrote down my criteria for selecting a journal. Now, I've already looked at tons and tons of journals on Amazon. I narrowed it down to these 5 that I have right here in front of me, and I still can't decide which one I want to use this year. So I wrote down some criteria to help make my selection a little bit easier. That would be, is it a journal for self-improvement? Does the journal focus on gratitude and happiness? Is it aesthetically pleasing? Because when it's really pretty, you don't mind sitting down with the book. If it looks too much like an academic book, it's not something I'm going to want to sit down and pour myself into every night. Is it simple? I want something simple and straightforward where it doesn't require a lot of reading, where it does require a lot of writing and processing. Does it take up a lot of time? I want something that is going to be quick to write in, so if I want to spend a half hour, an hour writing, I can. And if I only want to take 5 minutes or 8 minutes each night or every other night, I can do that as well. And I want something that is flexible. So I don't want it to be so structured that I have to do the same thing every day or that I have to follow it in a certain order. I want it to be something where I can go back and forth, where I can skip something and I'm not missing out on any of the personal growth I would get out of that journal if I were skipping around. That's my criteria. Let's take a look at the books. The first journal is the 5-Minute Gratitude Journal by Sophia Godkin, PhD. In this journal, put a picture up here so that you can see it. It has no specific dates at the top of the page, so you just write the date in as you are filling it out. It's a very quick write, only meant to take up 5 minutes, and it's focused on gratitude. What I really like about this journal, at the top it has a quote, at the bottom of the page it has an affirmation, and it has different themes on each page. It'd be really easy to skip around with this if I'm not feeling if I'm not feeling the prompts one day, I can skip them to go to another page, and I can always come back to them. The next journal that I have is Start Where You Are, a journal for self-exploration. This one is very beautiful inside. It's very aesthetically pleasing with all the watercolors. It has some kind of prompt on one side of the page. On the other side of the page is where you do your writing. And the next journal is the 52 Lists of Happiness. It's all about making lists. So tells you what week it is. There is a prompt at the top of the page, and then you just make your list. At the bottom of the other page, it gives you something to think about. And some of the prompts is some kind of action prompt, whether it's asking you to pick something from your list to continuously do every day, something to cross off your list and stop doing. But it's called Take Action. I really like this because I am a list maker. I love making lists. I love crossing things off lists. So this is definitely one I'm going to keep. You can go back and forth. So if I want to do list 26, I could do that today and then go back to it in 8 weeks from now, and I can add to it. I feel like this journal is very flexible. It says, open this journal to discover the keys to your own unique happiness and bring more joy and balance into your life through the power of lists. This one, I'm definitely keeping this. So let me put that over here. The next one is Let That Go. And it does have a few curses on here, but I'm not trying to get kicked off YouTube, so I'm not going to read those curses. By Monica Sweeney. This book is very light. There's lots of pages and prompts. It's very aesthetically pleasing inside. There is a lot going on here. There's prompts, there's quotes. What I also really like about this one is that it's not just all about positivity, but it also asks you about maybe something that you're bad at, but then it has you like cross it off and list what you're good at. So it's a little bit more about acknowledging something that you want to stop doing or stop thinking about or improve upon, literally crossing it off, improving and moving on. So I really like the fact that it kind of acknowledges the past and the present and pushes you into the future. The last journal that I have is Self-Love Workbook for Women. Release self-doubt, build self-compassion, and embrace who you are. It's a very nice cover. I like the colors inside. There's lots of prompts, and I really like this book, but it feels like it's a class. As much as I love school and I think it's so important, and I don't mind being in classes or trainings or anything like that, but I really don't want to have to sit down and take a class at the end of the day. I just want something a little bit different. So I'm definitely going to pass on this. Today, I have the two that I selected, the 52 Lists and the Let That Shit Go. The list, it's going to be quick and easy. It has positive affirmations inside. It's not something I have to do every single night. It's once a week or whenever I feel like doing it. So I'm not going to feel like I'm starting something and not finishing it. I also feel like with the 52 lists, it's something that can grow with me over time. I might not fill all of this whole page, so I can come back as I continue to grow as a person. So I'm keeping this book. I think it's beautiful inside. I love that there's such a mix of quotes and affirmations, and sometimes there's one prompt, sometimes there's two prompts. Here's a day where you have to write a list, a lot of variety of different kinds of prompts. So if I get bored making a list, then I can pick a different prompt. If I get bored with drawing a picture, I could pick a different prompt. So I can go back and forth throughout the book. Look, there's even some coloring pages inside. So I can go back and forth throughout the book and not have to follow this in order. This, I think, is going to give me that flexibility that I'm looking for. Maybe even cause a little bit of excitement that of just seeing like, oh, what kind of prompt is it going to be today? So these are the 2 journals that I'm going to use throughout the year in 2021. If you're journaling, please share that in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're journaling, and we can maybe share some ideas and grow together.